Why is it a betrayal? Because the amount is, like Reddy Garu says, it is less than 15,000 at 12,000, but it is more than what you were given.
Well, number one, Sudhaji, the same 12,000 was promised by KCR Garu also. In fact, we promised to 16,000 every year annually to increase it by 1,000 rupees. So by 5 years, it would grow up to 16,000. And mind you, this was a brainchild of KCRG, Rythu Bandhu, which was later even adopted by Narendra Modi ji's entire government of India with the name Kisan Samman Nidhi. West Bengal also started Krishak Bandhu. So such a fabulous scheme, the Rythu Bandhu. Number one, Revanth Reddy Garu promised. He said that if Congress will come, 15,000 rupees would be given, and this
Right.
was announced by none other than their Supremo Rahul Gandhi ji. Why we are saying it is a betrayal, that be it with the Rythu Bharosa, be it with the bonus for paddy. First, they say bonus for paddy. Then, after coming into government, they say that only fine rice, not coarse rice, not because here we have a lot of produce of parboiled rice, the coarse rice.
Yeah.
But now they say conditions apply.
Yeah,
That is
but
why
you
we
know,
are saying
but
it is a betrayal.
Krishank, he even 2 months ago, Revanth Reddy had said that the finances of the state are in a red because of the huge debts that your government had incurred. And Revanth Reddy said, I do not know, I've got data here, we do research on this, just do not speak from our heads. He said the state's monthly revenue of around 18,500 crore was insufficient to meet the requirements, and the state will require at least 30,000 crores a month if it has to fulfill all its commitments. So it is not as if, whether it is any government which comes to power, seldom do we hear that the health, the financial health is absolutely fine. So Revanth Reddy is actually tackling that, and of course the guarantees that he has promised. Let me come back to you. Rohit Rao Menini, welcome to the show. Good to have you for the first time on the South Indian. Tell me something. Why did you reduce the amount that you promised during the election? You won the election, sir. And with it was a good victory. Otherwise, you know, BRS would have had a hat-trick. But you said 15,000 rupees, and today you say 12,000 rupees. You say, yeah, we will look at it. Of course, we are waiting for Sankranti. Also for you to walk the talk on the loan waiver for farmers. Mr. Rao.
Ma'am, as you rightly pointed out, I think half of the answer was in the opening statement that you made yourself. We made a promise to give 15,000. There's no denying that. You know, I would be absolutely blatantly lying if I said that we never promised that. It was a fact. It was put on the paper, and it was in one of the guarantees. Now, can I please state very blatantly that normally, whether it's a manifesto or whether it's any 6 guarantees, you get the full term of the government to actually see whether a government has actually fulfilled its promises or not. What we are saying right now is, given the state's financial circumstances, given the huge debt that was incurred by the previous government and the fact that we have to service it, being a responsible government, and we didn't want to go back on the promises that we made, we are still paying more than 2,000 rupees more than what the TRS government was paying, which was 10,000. And this is just 1 year into the 5-year term that we received. As the finances will improve, and I'm sure we have many schemes that we're doing to increase the revenue.
On the South Indian, on this show, Mr. Rao, do you promise that
Can I please complete my statement?
Yeah.
If
Go
you
ahead,
don't
sir. Go ahead, sir.
Please. So we will do our best in terms of fulfilling each and every promise that we did. And what is wrong in actually launching the scheme with 12,000, which is more than 10,000, by the way? It's not that we're saying, oh, by the way, the finances is bad and we're going to complete it.
Should I tell you what is wrong? Should I tell you, Mr. Rao, if you want to listen, now that you finish, you know what is wrong? I tell you that I will give you 10 rupees, I give you 7 rupees. It's a disappointment. An award, when it is reduced, is not an award or a reward. It's a disappointment. And these are farmers. They were used to Rythu Bandhu. Not that Rythu Bandhu was perfect. It had lot of loopholes. One of the reasons that the BRS lost elections was because it was mismanaged. But you cannot say that after all it's 2,000. It's a big amount for that farmer who's sitting there, sir.
No.
Both is.
We're not saying, we haven't, ma'am, I haven't used the word after all. I haven't used the word it's a reduced amount. All I am saying is, given the circumstances, we should be happy that we are going ahead with the 12,000, and as the finances will improve, and we've got another 4 years to complete this government, we will try and fulfill each and every promise that we've made. And we've been doing that.
All right. You know, one of the problems, Krishank, was also, let me remind you, do you want to say something in response to what Mr. Rao said?
Oh yes, definitely,
Go
definitely.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
In fact, I've had to answer your questions also, Sudhaji, because what we feel is debts is an excuse. Doesn't Revanth Reddy Garu know when they made a manifesto? Don't they know when they have released declaration? Don't they know the situations of the economies of the state when they gave guarantees and 420 promises? Didn't they know that? Number one, it was they who gave promise of a deadline that on December 9th, at a single go, we will do farm loan waiver. On December 9th, at a single strike of a signature, we'll give you Rythu Bharosa. Within 100 days of Praja Palana, we will deliver all the guarantees. It was them who gave the deadline, number one. And in the entire year of 2024, which is the last year, both the crops, the farmers did not get a single rupee. They failed to release Raitu Bandhu. How
All
should
right.
the farmers,
Okay.
whom should they
Okay.
blame?
I take it.
This
But
is
I will
just
now turn,
escape
I will
and
now,
excuse.
because I have done a lot of stories when your government was in power and I showed them what good work they did. And of course, it's my duty as a journalist to show the loopholes. What did Raitu Bandhu do? You pay me 5,000 rupees per acre, but if I have 20 acres, I grow richer by every year. But if I have 0.2 acres, I still remain. You created a complete unfair distribution of wealth amongst farmers. That was one of the reasons we always said that you were creating landowners. You had no respect for tenant farmers. This is what you were doing. It's a fact, Krishank. Don't you think it was mismanaged also?
Absolutely, it was mismanaged.
Our
I can just
policy, our policy, our policy, Sudhaji, we still stand by it firmly
No, no, no.
that tenant farmers, let Congress government show by giving the tenant farmers, because it will question the legal rights of
Rohit,
the
come in,
ownership.
Rohit. Rohit,
It will
come in.
question the
no, no.
constitution.
Rohit, come on.
It will
Yeah.
question
Listen,
the legal
why
framework.
you,
We challenge, how
Mr.
will Congress
Rohit.
government do that? Show us.
Rohit.
How will you
Krishan,
give the tenant
let's
farmers?
see. There's absolutely no reason to raise your tempo, and equally I can raise my tempo. Let's have a civil debate for a change. This is an English channel after all, so if you can maintain the decorum, that'd be awesome. Please,
I'm
number
making
one.
my points,
No,
boss.
no, but
I've just
there's
made
no
my points.
there's no reason to go hyperbole. You know, you're sitting as a party representative. I'm sitting as a party representative. Let's have a civil debate.
No, I
Let
wasn't
the people
addressing you.
decide.
I
All
wasn't
right, let's
addressing you.
come to
Why
the
are you dragging me
point.
into this? I was answering the anchor.
No, no,
What are
I'm
you
just
teaching me,
okay.
sir?
No,
Let's
no, Rohit,
let's
Krishank
let's
has
leave it.
always
Free
been
advice.
very
Let's talk.
civil.
No, no free
I
advices.
will vouch
Okay,
for
fine.
Krishank Mane. Go ahead, Rohit.
Right. All right. So what I'm saying is, if I can then start and say, okay, how many promises did the KCR government make in its first term, and then how many promises did they make in the second
Escape.
term? How many they delivered? We can go on and on about what they have done bad and what they have done good. Here is a government that is actually sticking to what they promised, and they're trying to deliver the best they can in the given time frames. It's only been 1 year. And now Mr. Krishank is saying, how are you going to, support the tenants? We'll be legally challenging you. Are you threatening us? Are you saying that the tenant farmer should not get a penny? We will go through and we will come out with the modalities, and let it take its due course. Why are
All
you
right,
jumping ahead
Rohit,
and saying
Rohit,
that this
Rohit,
cannot
Rohit.
be done?
When are
We
you
will see
when are
that
you
we will
releasing
get back
the
to the end.
Rohit? Very, very crucial question also is, let's be productive. When are you going to release the waivers, the farm loan waivers, which you said Sankranti? Will you walk the talk? Because 26th Sankranti is before that, if I'm not wrong, 14th and 15th, at least for us in Tamil Nadu, Pongal. What about you?
Right.
I think, are you going to walk the talk if so far as the loan waiver is concerned? 26th is of course Republic Day, but that comes almost 10 days after Sankranti.
No, no. Loan waivers were already done last calendar year for most of the farmers that were eligible, who were under the less than 2 lakhs
Yeah.
bracket. Loan waivers were completely done. What we are talking right now is the Rythu Bharosa scheme, or the Indrama Rythu Bharosa scheme that we are rightly calling it now. So this is separate to the loan waiver. The loan waivers were already done last year, and all eligible farmers, most of the cases, there could be some one or two examples here and there that may have some technical issues with the bankers or not, but by and large, all the farmers were very happy that the crop loans up to 2 lakhs were fully fulfilled by the Revanth Reddy government. What we're talking right now is the yearly installment, the bi-yearly installment that is due in terms of the 6,000 rupees. That will be delivered by, as promised by the cabinet, by the 26th. Sankranti in Tamil Nadu or even in Telangana is also on the 14th, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we are going to absolutely stick by the deadlines.